Hey, this is Jolene from the facepaintingforumshop.com, and I'm going to do a tutorial for you today. I'm going to use 3 products for this, and all 3 products are Global, One Stroke, and Cuba. I'm going to load the Global back and forth. Global is a little bit of a dry paint, so you need to load it real well, and there I'm showing you need to load it until the brush slides right across. Okay, I'm going to take the One Stroke in a big arc over my forehead and add 2 small petal shapes on the side and then 2 more on the edges right over my eyebrow. Now you noticed here I have a little bit of trouble across the bridge of my nose. I have to take a little smudge off, but everybody makes mistakes. I'm going to fill in with the edge of the brush there, and then I'm going to take and make sure the purple is on the outside, the pink, and then the green is to the inside. That way it matches up. And then I'm going to go another little one right there in between the big sweep and the 2 sides. I'll load my brush again. My colors were getting a little bit muddy, and I like for the ones around my eyes to be really sharp and bright and colorful. I take it over the bridge of my nose again, trying to straighten that color out. Okay, now if you have time, the best way is to let it dry a little bit, because Global is bad to bleed. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Berry Wine from Superstar to do my lining, and you don't have to worry about that too much. Now if you were going to use white over this, you might need to pat it with a sponge, but since I'm using a dark color, you won't have to do that. A series of teardrops pulling into the center, and then up through the center. Now I'm going to add something right to the center of this, so I'm not putting my teardrops very close together. And I'm doing a swirl and another swirl. Now after the swirls, I'm going to come in with another couple of teardrops to round it out, and take a couple of teardrops over the edges. Some of this is going to get covered up when I come back and do the white, but you can't be afraid of layering. I'm going to take another in the opposite direction, another swirl in the opposite direction, and then I'm going to swirl all the way up to the next swirl, all the way up, and you can fill a lot of space with swirls. Make sure to start out on the tip of your brush if you're going to do the outlining of these outside areas. And that's about all the lining I'm going to do. Now I'm going to come back with the Wolf White on a petal brush. Get loaded real well, and then I'll take it and dry the tip of it off, and then take my already activated paint and load the tip. Now you need to make sure you know which direction you're going to go, and make sure you keep the brush at more of a 90-degree angle. It'll give you a better petal. The petals, if you don't use the 90-degree angle, will come out a little flat and splotchy. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to do the middle section of petals for the middle flower for the focal point. And then I'm going to take a couple to tie it in down there at the bottom. I'm going to add a little bit more white because I didn't like how light that other side was. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take white on a long liner brush. A lot of people have asked me how to do what I'm about to show you to do, and this is the layering part I was talking about. You just take the liner brush, the very tip, take swirls around, and don't be afraid to stack things on top of each other. That's what I had trouble with at first when I started doing this. I'm going to take the tip and press it down and pull it, press it down and pull it, press it down and pull it, and that gives you those nice little sharp pointy lines. I'm going to do it again down here. Pull, press, pull, press, pull, press, pull. Now I'm going to take some watery paint, make sure I get nice round dots. I'm going to make dots all the way around the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to make a few just to brighten up the design everywhere else. I think this is number 3 round brush. The one I did the large teardrops was a number 5. Dots will go a long way to brightening up a design. Okay. I'm going to take that liner brush, and liner brush is my favorite way to make starburst too. It's actually one of my most used brushes. I actually keep 2 liner brushes, one to do the dark colors and then one to do the white. Okay, now a couple of little small teardrops in the corner of my eyes, and then I'm going to take that number 3 again and go around to just tie my eye in. Now, if you did not want to do the center in the flower, you could always leave that flower in the center off, and you could use some homemade bling, and you could do something big like that, or you can do something small. But I'm going to keep this the way it is. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions,